from my Carolina home. Had dreams about the West and started to roam. 6 long months on a dust-covered trail. They say heaven's at the end, but so far it's been hell. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. We were digging and shifting from 5 to 5, selling everything we found just to stay alive. Gold flowed free like the whiskey in the bars. Sinning was the big thing, Lord, and Satan was a star. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. And blood lined the streets. Men were shot down for the sake of having fun, or just to hear the noise of their 44 guns. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. Now my widow, she weeps by my grave. Tears flow free for her man couldn't save. Shot down in cold blood by a gun that carried fame, all for the useless and no good, worthless claim. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there.
I muted? No, I'm not muted. Thank goodness, Ed. Hey, YouTubers and friends, how are all of you doing out there? Looks like an outstanding group of prospectors and miners, treasure hunters alike. All of you part of the Flash fam, and if any of you are overflow from the Flower Gold Wizards community and this is your first time here, welcome to Flashing Your Pans Tuesday night Hangout Live. Tonight, as you know, I got Jason the Mason, the Flower Gold Wizards, in my house again. And I'm really stoked about tonight's show. I'm also really stoked about my guest co host tonight, my sister of another mother, Rose Nose Treasure, formerly or maybe still with the Treasure Vixens. I'm not quite sure about that, y'all. But with no more further to do, or however you say that, let's get this party started.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. With your host, Ed Marvin. Tuesday Night Hangout Live is a Flash in Your Pan production.
There we go.
We're
I
live.
think
Do we
my
do it?
noise gate. We're live. We're live. You're live. I need to adjourn. Mr. Lodex says my mic seems really low. So I'll turn it up in StreamYard or in Zoom, and I'm sure you guys will hear it better. Um,
There we go.
Test, 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 test. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Better, better, better. Hey everybody, great to see all of you. Hey Paul, how you doing, Paul C? But we had some visitors. I thought I saw Evergreen. Uh, Evergreen Prospectors. I think he's the one that sells the speed controller. Ain't that
That'd be
Evergreen?
Rob from Washington Beach Mining.
Washington Beach Mining. That's it. He left the very first comment yesterday, and then Santa Claus, the skipper, left a message saying he wished he could be here to join you, but he's taking pictures with many children during this time. Said he'll swing by later if he catches us. And then Expressions of the Outdoors was quite early. We have JP and Miller. Uh,
Oh yeah, he did say
sir.
he's like, if I'd known, I would have canceled my show.
Yeah. Buddy, come on over after your live stream. But we
He doesn't get done till like midnight. I'll be in bed.
right. So will I hope. If it's midnight your time, I definitely should be in bed. But yeah, it's okay, my friend. Um, Also, we have Caleb, full of gold from Australia, and Rob Y Gold. How you doing, David Alvanzati? How are you, my friend? Hey, look, Flower Gold Wizards is in the chat room. JP Lons and more. Good to see you, buddy. Randy, Scotty, Tony, Indiana Gold Getter, Scotty. Good to see you. Dan, how are you doing, PA? So many good guys. World's greatest moderator, Mr. Lodak. Always good to see you. Hola, mi amigo David Villa. Muchas gracias. I didn't want to say much thanks. ¿Cómo está usted? Whatever. Get a good laugh at me. GoPro Unlimited, great to see you all. Moon's over Miami. All kinds. Prospector Jason E. Miner, Brad Welsh. I saw Brewer prospecting in here.
I know
And
Guido popped up at the. I know I saw him just kind of show up in there too. Guido.
Terry Curry, Guido, how you doing? Eric Carter, John Squore, Squore,
John Squar.
SKWOR, Square. John, welcome.
Buddy.
And there's Guido getting down there. Joseph Knowlton, good to see you. Benzo, bro, how are you? Outdoor Wally.
Wally.
And Wally and Willie's in the house. How you
It has
doing,
been a
Tin
while.
Man?
Tin
Good
Man,
to
yeah, and I
see
see
you.
Miss Cass. What's going on, Cass?
Oh, Miss Cass? Don't want to miss Cass. Hi, Cass. Oh, and there's Mr. Numbersman, Brian Wilder, American Gold Prospectors. All of you, thank you all very much for joining us tonight. I'm double blessed tonight with both my guests. Met them both in person. It wasn't actually meet that guy by the river, though. It was like meet him by the shoreline.
Hey, that's still cool.
Yeah, it was all by water, and it does happen, right, Jason?
It happened.
But I have to say, Jason, I had a great time up there again, even though I didn't get to, I gotta say this part softly. Even though I didn't get to work a lot on the beach, I did find some shiny, oops, boy, that spiked my mind. I did find some shiny, I did find some cool rocks. No Uper lights, though. Jason
You got
and
to
I
Summer.
and
you got to
others
meet
tried. Huh?
you got to meet Rigby.
Oh, yeah, I did get to meet the star of the show,
He's
Rigby. Yeah, the other one wasn't with you, just
well,
Rigby.
yep.
Uh, and he was one cool miner dog, that guy was. Yeah, and I was surprised I saw 5 people that I already knew up there.
We had a great time.
Yeah, excellent time. Joe Brickner, how you doing, MVP? Uh, yeah, great time. Both days was great. Exploring and sampling and meeting your patrons and having a good time with them. And
There it is.
That's Spider Ace. I haven't seen you in a long time. It's good to see you.
Spider Ace, most excellent to see you, buddy. Long time no see. Long time no see.
I'm
Good
trying to read the comments and watch the video on this computer, but I'm running the show through my phone, and it is confusing.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Just try and picture yourself with 3 monitors in front of you, all doing different stuff, Jason.
Pass.
That's me. But Hey, it's a lot easier than editing videos.
Yeah.
Uh, so, tell us what's new. Man, I need my mic spiking. What's new on the radar? Blah, 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 blah.
What's new on the radar?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if anything's just plain old new. I've got a lot of new spots for sure. Uh, Probably trying out new equipment. That's half the fun, especially the dredging end of it. I tried dredging a couple of times there, and I had it. I wouldn't say nailed down, but I had it
With
down
your
to
gravity dredge, right?
yep, the gravity dredge. As you all know, or maybe some of you don't, but you will shortly. Mechanized equipment isn't allowed in Wisconsin. You can file for a permit, but that's like uh, it's a lost cause. So why bother? So you're always coming up with some ways to get more, better, faster, right?
Right,
I
right.
really love watching a lot of people's videos when they go out and dredge and they high bank, and it just this whole thing started for me just looking for another way to have fun outside, just another hobby. Well, it turned into an obsession. And I still enjoy the things that I do. I mean, just going out and panning and sluicing and this and that. But like I said, I see those guys dredging and whatnot on TV, and I just have to do it. You know, and sniping, the chances of me finding something in sniping around here are pretty slim to none, but I'm in the water doing it, and I enjoyed it. But the gravity dredging in particular, I think could be quite useful. And we're going to focus on some more of that coming up, and different types of equipment. I see people using rocker boxes and flumes and all this and that. I mean, there's so much out there to try. You know, why not?
So are you on the Wisconsin side of things, or I thought you were on the Michigan side of things?
I live in Wisconsin and
Oh,
travel all over the place.
gotcha.
Michigan, where I hit the beach for gold, they do allow mechanical mining inland, as well as on certain parts of the shoreline up there. Like Muskellunge State Park has a special land use permit. That's how they're doing it up there. Mike Pong used to own a 2,000-foot long claim on Lake Superior right at that park right there. And he somehow has a foothold in with somebody in the departments up there that
Hmm.
the special land use permit kind of transferred from him to them. So I'm not sure how that all went down, but I'm extremely appreciative of his efforts, and he's a huge part of it too. Uh,
Well,
his
Mike's
efforts,
been going up there for decades and decades. A family
absolutely,
reunion there every year for.
absolutely, and he's a miner, a small time miner, big time miner, just like we are. And he enjoys still going up there and playing on the beach, and he does pretty good. And back in the day, like I said, he had that big claim, he had grand illusions, and that's what it's all about. You see people doing it here, and well, you're gonna go do it. Well, he did it, and he's still doing it.
Mike's a great guy. And
Heck yeah.
actually, I talked to Mike before I talked to you, and because I would want to go up there and see Mike a little more than. To be honest, if I went by myself, I would have got a whole lot more time at the beach and everything. But, got a happy wife, happy life, right,
You,
sis?
you
It's
gotta leave.
happy spouse, happy house.
You gotta leave
Right.
that long burn, man.
But, but yeah, I glad we were able to arrange being there at the same time.
Heck yeah. I I can't wait to do it again. We're gonna do some more outings this coming summer, probably another one in the creek and another one up on the beach. Maybe who knows, maybe more. It sure was a good time. And there's a lot more to do that it was just so hard to coordinate everybody everybody else's schedules to what I had in mind. I mean, I had tents and clowns and everything ready to roll for you know the whole week before we got there, but it just didn't turn out that way. And the Uperlite hunting kind of we did some of that, but the area on the beach where we went to do that was just it's so picked over down in there. And
Right.
I know of some good spots to go and look, but and while you're driving through the woods and you got to pull your mirrors in to get to them, and it just wasn't going to work out that way. But we all still had a good time.
Well, yeah, everyone looked like they were getting shiny, having a good time. Um,
And the weather was great.
oh, it was beautiful while we were up there. I'll definitely be up there again, Jason, and when I do, I'll let you know. Hey, I'll be there around this time if you're able to.
Heck yeah, I'll bring the big gear. You carry it.
Eh, you're
It's got to
the
be getting pretty cold up that way. I guess you can't do this year round, can you? In your area?
Uh, I don't mind the cold. I'll work in 20 below. I mean, with a chainsaw, I'll go and do anything. But the beach is a different animal. Uh, One wave crashes up on that sand and sinks in there, while 20 below freezes at 3 feet thick, and you're just not getting anything.
Yeah.
And in certain years, the lake freezes over. Well, then you have problems getting water. So yeah, I mean, once it starts getting too cold up there, just the logistics of it make it impossible. But as far as just going out and enjoying the cold weather, I enjoy it same as summer.
Right on. Good on you. I don't think I could do it.
oh, I don't know about winter time up there, but I might brave it if there was surf there and I was still able to surf and had the wetsuit and everything. But I don't know. I get cold really kind of easy, and I work out in it too, but
Yeah. When's the last time you had a wetsuit on?
uh last fall.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to see me in a wetsuit. You're gonna want to burn out your corneas.
But that was dredging. So, you come down to Ohio, buddy, and we'll get you behind a dredge. I'm sure I could get you behind a 4-inch with air, you know.
I may or may not be talking with somebody from down in the southern area for a trip. Rookie prospector.
Oh,
He's
Aaron.
a pretty decent guy, and not saying he invited me down, but he invited me down.
Yeah. Aaron, actually, rookie prospectors. Public service announcement, everybody. If you don't know already, rookie prospector, whatever. Aaron's channel is no longer rookie gold prospecting. It is now called Gold is Where You Find It.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he messaged me on Facebook yesterday or the day before and told me, I changed my name. I'm like, oh, really? Hmm. That could
So
be a good thing or a bad thing. Did you
Yeah,
research
that's
it?
a iffy one there. That's a iffy.
graveyard prospecting, Ed, this is really a question for you, but he wants to know, did Rigby bite you?
Did Rigby bite me?
Ed.
Rigby bite me? Heck
Yeah.
no. It wasn't like I was getting into his beef sticks or into Jason's poke or nothing. He was
I've never
really
seen
cool.
Rigby bite anybody.
He licked me a couple of times, but didn't.
I think it was just playing around with that one there.
Oh, I'm sure he was.
Yeah, Rigby's beach and creek binding days are there's a number. I mean, he's getting a little stiff, you know. And I'll probably keep him closer to home when it starts getting too cold. But
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting around, but he's getting up there. And Rex here, he's filling in nicely.
Mhm. Learning from the best.
That's right.
Rigby's showing him how to be the mind boss.
Well, he's showing him how to lay around on the blanket out on the beach, you know, out in the woods for sure.
Well, you know, the last video I saw, it looked like not Rigby, Rex was trying to make bury your backpack in sand, you know.
He actually was kicking sand right in my sluice, right up top where I scoop it in, but I couldn't get my camera out of my pocket fast enough to film it. Just so funny.
That would have been great.
Yeah, he is really turning out to be a really good dog. Good listener, stays around close, and he likes beef sticks. Weird.
Yeah, excellent. Fits right in with the crowd, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
But he's still a pup, so he's
Yeah.
pretty adventurous still.
Yeah, he's only 6 months old.
Oh, real little pup, real little.
So he's taller than Rigby right now. But
I was gonna say it didn't look so little, yeah.
Here he is now. There they are.
Oh my goodness.
There you go, Dylan. You missed it. Miller Prospecting, you missed it. I want to say Ramses Silent, thank you for the $5 super chat. Smash
Hey,
that thumbs up. It's better than smashing your thumb. With a hammer, Flower Gold Wizard for the win. Excellent.
I wish I
Excellent.
could read the comments as they're going by on this thing here. It's tough. I
Oh, you're getting
apologize, everybody.
a lot of love there. You know, everybody seems pretty excited for the show tonight.
Oh, yeah. I know I am. Man.
How many do we got in here now? 700?
No. 56, which is not bad, not bad. I won't tell you how much came in with Crazy Lamp Lady then and Dan Hurd.
Like 70?
I thought your biggest show, Ed, was Adventures with Purpose.
Pardon me?
Wasn't your biggest show Adventures with Purpose?
Yes. I had like 800 in the chat at one time with Adventures with Purpose. Talk about a flying chat.
Yeah, it was impossible. It was impossible to.
Crazy Lamp Lady or Jocelyn Elizabeth Relics Recoverist as Crazy Lamp Lady. I think it was like 400. Then with Dan Hurd, it was over 100, I believe, for a little bit. I'd have to look. But oh, look at this. We have 555,000 people in here right now. Kind of like the miles that Jason and I walked when we were up at Lake Superior.
Every time.
Every time.
So you have a question. Michelle Milano wants to know, how old is Rigby?
Rigby is 10.
Wow.
He's a little over 10 and a half.
Oh, so he's like 70 something.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, he still gets around. We bring him hiking out in the woods a couple times a week, and that's probably a mile or better, and that's enough for him. But he really enjoys getting out.
That's
And
cool.
he doesn't mind the wheel time. I mean, 4 hour ride to the beach and a 4 hour ride back, that's a lot of napping, and you don't mind that.
Now, Jason, I know it's been a while since you last visited us here, and I think you didn't even have 2,000 subscribers yet.
Like 40 years ago.
And now you're pushing 65,000 subscribers, I believe.
Crazy.
Well done, man. Well done.
Crazy. It's all rigged.
Everybody give Jason a yeah.
Oh,
You're too humble, my friend. You're too humble, my friend. Um, I think I want one of those things that you designed
oh,
for the
smooth
next
water.
time I go up there. I need to get a hold of one. You'll have to let me know where I could get one. Uh,
Soon, soon.
and I I think I'd have kind of a better setup for up there. I had my
Yeah,
gold cube with me too.
let me grab one.
Okay, I did. Bill, how you doing, Ohio Relic Hunter? Good to see you.
Right there.
Gold Hunter 77. Yeah, I like that design. That that looked better than what the older one, like Ron Anders had on his sleeves. I like that.
Nope, that one works fantastic. And production is under lock and key right now as far as any production aspects of that particular model right there go, but things are in the works.
Will
Okay, you got that.
Shari Rock? Sharrock?
Sharrock. I think Sharrock. I don't know. I would love to know how to phonetically. Could you phonetically pronounce that for me, please?
Right.
Will.
And I'm really blonde, so it would help
We'll try
tremendously.
out.
But I edit all my videos. I believe Rose does the editing for her videos. And
Angela did it for the Vixens, but I do mine. If I do a rose nose, it's all me.
okay, Jason, um, do you do your own video editing?
Well, it's hopefully pretty obvious I do. I try to keep it pretty simple. I mean, I have something on, like I have my phone right now on a phone holder in front of my computer screen, so I can't see myself on the computer 6 seconds ago. So I can read the comments. Well, I have iMovie on my phone, which I do most of my editing. It's just so darn easy, and it looks good. I mean, it's not a bad program. But I do have Clipchamp on my computer, and that steps up the editing quite a bit. But God darn it, I tell you what, that takes a long time, and you're pumping media in from this camera, and you're pumping media in from that camera. And well, guess what? I'm a bricklayer. All this media pumping, it gets to you after a little while. Well, by the time you get home from an 8 hour drive and 6 or 7 hours out in the woods or the creek or the beach or whatever, well, it turns into a 18 or 19 hour day on a Saturday if you want to get something out on Sunday morning. and
Right.
and uh, and I really think that phone's camera is top notch. I mean, it's a 13 or something, and They came out with an iPhone 15 Pro or something, and I mean that looks absolutely fantastic.
How
And
much is that though? Like 2,500 or something? I
Too
don't
much.
know.
oh, this is my work phone here. I'll just tell them I broke it. I'll get a new one.
Hey boss, I need a new phone. My phone broke.
Yeah.
So Graveyard Prospecting asked, why do you use VDR instead of DreamMat?
Um, I don't have anything against DreamMat. I just never had. I mean, I've had opportunities to use it, but Infinity Prospecting reached out to me. What should I say first? Maybe, but they did. They reached out to me and they sent me some stuff and said, try it out. And I'm no professional gold miner by any means. And I've used so many other types of equipment. And I used to build all my own stuff, and that I still do some of that, and it's fun. But I used it and it worked. Is there better stuff out there? I'm 100% positive that there is. DreamMat, a lot of people just fall head over heels for DreamMat. That stuff has.
And you know, I'm one of them. I love it. But...
Yeah, and you're not alone. But I'm not alone in how I feel about the VDR either.
Right.
I mean, it has its place. DreamMat has its place.
Right.
I've had good success with VDR, and I have had limited success with DreamMat just because I haven't used it a lot. Right. But I am dabbling in it. I have some things ordered from DreamMat, and we're gonna give it a whirl.
Well, the best of luck. It tends to like it hot, so
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some stuff coming for the beach, and hopefully it works. I mean, there are certain VDRs. I mean, they make different sizes. They make a gold or an insert for a gold cube, and the vortexes and the drop ripples they're smaller than the regular mat I run for VDR, and I think those are probably more in line with what we're doing at the beach than what I have been using. Right. So I'm kind of steering away from that a little bit, and I'm going to try out a micro DreamMat on my big hauler for the beach.
Well, you know, I always tell Dave, you know, I am not loyal. I'm not brand loyal. I'm gold recovery loyal. So if I find something I like better and I think recovers better, I'm gone. But you know, Gold Hog's a good map in the right time. It does what it does. Shoot, Miner's Moss does, and Carpet, and
well, you're not going to bring Miner's Moss and Carpet to the beach because
no,
that'll clog.
No, you get it packed with black sands too much.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in its element. There's
Yeah.
a place for everything. I could see DP matting working really good in a beach box. But definitely.
Well, Doc from Gold Hog used to say dog poop could catch large gold, but he's trying to catch the small gold, and I've never seen him make a mat with dog poop. So,
right. And there's, you know, everything don't catch 100% of it. We all know that.
Yep.
And that stuff on the beach, it's like talcum powder for the most part. Rose could paint her eyelids with it.
You know, they can get quite large on the beach, but it's
I found so
flat. It's extremely hard to capture the large pieces just because it's so darn flat. And some of the systems I have been using, I mean, I can catch gold, but I know I'm losing a lot of those bigger pieces. So I'm going to test and tune. And quite honestly, that's half of the fun for me is testing, building, searching, finding.
Let's have
Maybe
the
more than
fun.
that.
I'm from Idaho, and there isn't anything but fine gold to catch.
Welcome to the club.
Most of the gold on the whole planet is fine to micron gold, so it's everywhere. Um, but we all dream about those nuggets, don't we?
So here's a thought for you on that topic. They say there's a certain amount of micron gold in each certain amount of seawater. All right.
Right?
Why don't they have these giant ships, cargo ships, and this and that with some kind of filtration system with a mercury based system or something, that's not going to pollute too much, that just filters out the gold all day, all night, all year, year after year. See what's in it, right?
Well, I'm sure they've tried. I'm sure it's not economical enough yet. It's just like the Russians, Chinese, and Americans. They've all played alchemist and they're able to produce gold in a lab, but it's costing them $1 million to make a grain of gold. It isn't cost effective yet.
When you got a little something on the side of your boat that just swishes water through it at no expense, who knows?
You should try. You could test it on Lake Superior.
Yeah, I'll get the orzo.
Right? Get a workout while you're looking for that fine, fine micron gold.
Yeah.
Joseph Knowlton wants to know if you're going to build a rocker box on video, please.
Well, he always likes, shares, and he's subscribed, and
Who is
he's one of my top commenters actually. And he's not the only one that has asked me about rocker boxes, and I think it would be a fun project. But we can't just build a rocker box. We have to come up with something big. So you got to give me a little time.
Rocker box? Is that like the big old wooden boxes with you put the mesh in there? Is that a rocker box?
It's a cradle. They called them the gold cradle back in the day. It's
Old school,
take
right?
a high banker,
Okay.
right? You put it on rockers, not the long ways like you would in a rocking chair, but side to side. And then you have a baffle in it, a classifier baffle, and then your membrane. Back in the day, 1800s, they used burlap for the baffle and the medium with some riffles. And
Graveyard wants to know what's my biggest beach haul. Right around 2 grams.
Wow. How long did it take?
About 12, 13-hour day on a really good spot.
Yeah, yeah. Were you by yourself or was it a group of people?
By myself.
Wow. That's a lot of gold.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about making one too. So when he asked that, I wasn't sure if he was asking you or me. I don't know. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of slack, Jason, because I've been doing too many lives and not enough like in the shed with Ed stuff like I used to do years ago. And
So what are you
I
gonna do about it?
I'll probably start doing them again. It's just okay, same excuse before I went on vacation because again, during vacation from this show, I was doing trips and meeting new people and finding gold and having a good time. And I didn't get my shop cleaned. I didn't get my garage cleaned. I didn't do get this
Well, make sure
clean
you
and
sleep your summer tent.
organized. So, but I need to get off my lazy bum and do
It's like we
it.
sit here and say we're lazy and that we need to do this and we need to do that, but we all live lives. We all have lives outside of
Oh,
that. And
true,
sometimes even when you're on vacation, it's hard to find the time to do that kind of stuff.
true. Um, Especially when I'm a long ways from home on my vacations.
So Mayhem Prospecting asked a question for all three of us. I'm going to answer it first, but he says this is for Rose, Ed, and Jason. When y'all going to get on Instagram? And my answer is never, ever, 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 ever.
I'm
Agreed.
already on Instagram. Mayhem should know that we've talked on Instagram.
What
I
about
don't
you, Jason?
post much to
I think I was on it for like 5 minutes.
Mm,
it.
On Facebook for a day. I'm good.
It's just more work, the more social outlets we choose to be on platforms. If you
I'd
go
rather
on,
I'd rather spend my time answering comments on YouTube channels that people take the time out of their lives to watch. I mean,
right.
me and my dogs out there acting like fools
Yeah.
sometimes, but uh, they take the time to leave a comment. I answer them, and as far to my knowledge, I've answered every single comment ever commented on a video I've ever made.
That's incredible. You've got a lot of comments on some of those videos, man.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but it means something to me, and it's just something I do. I mean, there's some large channels out there that no, I'm gonna be nice.
Hmm.
They can get too
Yeah, I'll be mean then. They don't care about their fans.
yeah, they don't give two craps about anybody that watches their videos. Uh, and it's weird. It seems weird to me that I'm not the only channel that gets involved with their audience, and just seems odd that some of the channels like that aren't getting a little more attention from YouTube, because they have a lot to do with it, and YouTube seems to pump certain channels a little bit more. And I don't know. I don't want to say I don't think it's fair, but in a
I don't
sense,
think it's fair. I'll say it.
it's an odd duck thing, and you know I could go out and make a big stink out of it, but at the end of the day, it's me and my dog slash dogs going out having fun, and there happens to be a camera rolling. We make a video. I answer the comments. That's it.
For a lot of people that don't know, and you got to keep in mind that the Vixens, we got close to 10,000. That's where we got, and your channel is significantly bigger than that. And answering every comment, which we also tried to do, was like a full-time job. There is a lot of work and a lot of time that goes into that. I don't know how you do it, to be honest. I don't know how you
because
do it.
he's not on Instagram and TikTok and
Yeah,
Twitter or X and
that would
oh,
destroy me. Yeah, I mean, I
Mm.
do my breaks before work. All my work breaks, I answer comments. When I come home, I sit in the shop and have a beer, answer comments, and 2 3 days after I launch a video, they start to wind down to a point where it's manageable. And I'm not saying I don't appreciate them, as I do. I appreciate each and every one, and at times it can be taxing.
Hmm. For sure. You're
And just
being very nice about it. Like it's outright exhausting.
yeah, yeah.
It's a
And
lot.
like I said, we were kind of touching on it a little bit. Just kind of bums me out that some of the bigger channels, they might put out decent content, but they just don't have the care for who's watching at all.
they get too big.
Possibly. I mean, everybody keeps telling me you're going to hit 1 million this and you're going to hit 200,000 that, and well, it's
No,
all
you're
fine and
almost
dandy.
halfway to
I
100,000.
was to say you're closer than most of us, man. I mean, you're getting up there.
Yeah, if I make it, I make it. I don't, I don't. I mean,
That's a great
I'll have
attitude.
just as much fun. I'll have just as much fun going out there doing what I do with 10 million subscribers or one. I
Right,
guarantee.
right.
Mhm.
And they're all important. Every single last subscriber is important.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And even not subscribers that might be here watching now could be potentially subscribers.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, you gotta have that interaction, or why even do it?
I mean, that was the point of YouTube too, wasn't it? Wasn't like the whole point of it was to allow you to literally speak to your fans and interact with your fans and like it's a platform created for that kind of interaction. But it's
Better
also
yet,
tough, yeah.
interact with your friends.
Hmm.
Because you know as well as I do, Rose,
I do.
through this medium, we all have met some tremendous, outstanding, awesome people.
Yep.
And that, I'm with two of them right now that I've actually met that I would have never met if it wasn't for YouTube and us interacting through YouTube first.
likewise, Ed.
Yeah, I can agree more. Like I said, I was recently in, I wasn't in it, but I witnessed a wedding, from
Right,
friends that I met off
yeah.
of YouTube. I went,
Sorry,
went and
JP.
JP. I tell people, and it's a lot of people have a hard time believing it, and we have this conversation all the time, but I have real family and community that I met off of YouTube. I don't know how else to say it. True fam.
Cracer 19. When you hit a million, are you going to retire from masonry? When I hit a million, I'll be dead from masonry. Like 20 years. I'm never gonna hit a million. I'll be surprised if I hit 100,000. But
I don't
that's one
know,
question.
Jason. You have tremendous momentum right now. You're very personable, in person, on video, and I get the feeling you're no different at home. you know,
Nope. It's easy
you
to be
seem
me
very
than it is
real
somebody
to
else.
me when I met you.
It's way easier to just to be me than somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Could you
Yeah,
imagine
yeah.
having to put on a persona for YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Like, could you imagine having to be a different person? And some people do that, and they're cool with it because, oh man, that would take so much energy
Well, a
to
whole
not
new
be yourself.
character. Not
Hmm.
because there's times where, yes, people, I have acted on Tuesday night Hangout Live. I felt like total beep, and I didn't want to be here, or I was mad at the world or something, and I put on a happy face and I tried to make the show the best I can because you know how I can be. Besides the 3 months I took off, guys, I'm pretty anal about the show must go on. And so.
Did you guys see that? I just got a Charlie horse. I gotta
Oh, you
stand up
did?
for a minute.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst. Charlie horses are the
Stretch that
worst.
out. And while you're out stretching out those legs, get some gold porn handy because I'm surprised I'm not being egged right now by some of our family in the audience. But
Gold porn.
What's that?
I don't know if I have any gold porn, but I got a new tooth.
Oh my
I'm gonna
goodness.
pin you up for these,
That's two
Jason.
teeth. That's two teeth right there.
Little 1 ounce bar right there. Mike Vendetta made that for me.
Wowzers.
Vendetta the man.
whole bunch of them he sent me. There's another one out button right there.
Hey, Mike, if you
Sorry
ever
about
want to send me something like that, you're more than welcome. But I have to say, he gave me a great 6th anniversary silver bar, Jason.
Dang.
Oh, you
He's
can't
actually, I
see
had
it.
stuff coming in the mail from him before he's decided to go on hiatus. He ordered me or ordered him a die. Oh, there's that Charlie again. He ordered me a die, like a punch, and
Right?
he refined me a bunch of gold. And he ordered this thing from Ukraine with my old logo, FG Flower Go Wizards, and my old logo, the round one. And like I said, he went on hiatus a little bit, so he's actually sending that to me. So I'm gonna attempt to stamp some of this stuff with that thing because it's good. It's looks pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
And that's something else I want to get into. Maybe trying out a little gold refining. Maybe a lot of chemicals involved that I'm not sure what to do with, but it certainly sounds interesting.
I think the videos are super cool and very satisfying to watch when they mix everything together and they liquefy it all and then they extract
Yeah.
gold from it. That is so cool.
Yep. Prospector Trip does a good show doing that stuff. Well, Silver Stole. Yeah, there's a number of guys out there. I like watching them do that.
And my damn app for showing my comments is just being a bugger tonight.
Street Tips, yeah. Gold Hunter 77.
Oh, I like street
Gold Barn.
tips.
Oh, here's some of our gold.
Oh, here, wait. Let me pin you up again. Show it longer. You were just teasing them.
Please,
Show it
yeah.
longer.
The chat's gonna freak out. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
man.
What? What?
Here.
Rose is like, what?
That's a
Let's
lot
see
of
what else
gold.
we got here. There's a big one.
Is that from the lake or it's just travels all together? Or?
Well, I buy some gold here and there, and I do a lot of panning. There's some beach gold.
Dang.
There's another one. And a big one.
Right,
That is what she
MJ?
said.
Campsite, I hear you. They're got eyes bulging in the chat here.
Yeah, you got the chat going crazy right now.
Cass says, show it again. Slow motion.
Hello.
Those big
I
old
can pull a
nuggets.
couple of them out of there, maybe. See if I can pick one of these up with my big old sausages. Look at that.
Nice.
Plunk.
Birdie.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't find any of that large gold around here, but I love gold, and we make a pretty good living around here, and I'm friends with Tony Owens up in Alaska at Glacier Creek Mining Company, or Miss Kimmo's sons, pay dirt, and
Right.
he sells me gold for a good price, and when I have some extra cash, it's more of an investment for me, and I buy some gold, and I buy pay dirt. And this month, for instance, we have a 1 ounce gold pan or pay dirt bucket going out to one of our lucky patrons. I mean, it's not like I like to share the wealth a little bit. I mean, our patrons provide a lot of the opportunity for me to do our extra stuff, and I appreciate that. And Tony helps me, and I help them guys, and we're all good.
That's cool. And I've met a few of your fine patrons while we were up there.
Yeah, they're really cool guys. A lot of nice guys. I mean, a lot of them obviously couldn't make it. I think we're up to 300 and almost 90 patrons now.
Wow, very
Wowzers.
nice.
Yeah, that is
That
cool.
that would be the logistics nightmare for me because I mean, what do we have up there? About 20 or so, Ed, when we were up there this summer, and it was tough enough just to kind of herd everybody together
Mm.
and get a plan going. But you know, we did it. And we had fun.
I
Hopefully, this
I
comes.
know I love doing Flash Bash, but there's a lot to it and a lot of headaches and
I
but
love going to bashes though. Let me tell you what, it could be a
the
flash bash or a birthday bash or bash AU versary, whatever it is. I love going to.
Yeah,
they
I'll have
are
to get down
fun.
someday. I mean, there's so many people going by in the comments here, and I'm sure it's like 5 minutes behind or ahead or whatever it is. So every once in a while, I look over and see one of my main man, Outdoor Wally, is on there. He's got his fingers crossed for that 1 ounce can. Well, I'm crossing my toes for you, buddy. He's one of my main guys. Toes crossed, buddy.
Wally, I want to meet that man someday. He's he seems like a really good guy, along with Kyle Keen Prospecting. Good to see you.
Our sister from
MJ,
another Mr. MJ, Only Pans,
yeah,
wants to know if you're gonna go to the Yuba.
am I? Or
Well, honestly,
Jason?
she says Jason, but why don't we all answer?
Uh, I am doing everything possibly to get to the North Yuba in July for my friend Tim from Blue Lead Prospecting. I fondly call the Hugh Hefner of the Yuba. Because when I was with him on the Yuba, when he was out looking over the South Yuba, all I saw was like Hugh Hefner. He needed a smoking jacket and a pipe, and it would have been Hugh Hefner. But I'm
Hey, look
planning
who's
on
here.
going, MG.
Look who's here, everybody.
Oh my goodness.
Hey,
Rigby! Rigby!
Rigby.
Now,
Okay.
what about you, Jason? Do you ever
Yeah.
plan on doing a trip to like the Yuba River in California or the
Well,
American or
I tell you what,
Oregon, Washington, Alaska?
the bucket that my list goes in, the bucket list, won't fit my truck.
Right.
And that is definitely one of the spots that I want to try. I mean, I want to get down south and I want to get to Colorado and Arizona and California. Alaska's up at the pinnacle. I definitely want to hit Alaska, and I have through YouTube met a lot of people, and Tony Owens in particular has invited me up there, and he owns a plane. I mean, the logistics of going with Tony outweigh a lot of the other things that could come along going to Alaska. I mean, get up there and he'll pick you up and fly you to the gold, And he's a cool guy, and I just like to meet him for one, and then do some mining with him. He's got a dredge up there. He's got all kinds of equipment, enough to make a gold miner's dream come true.
Go,
So yeah,
Jason.
bucket
Go.
list is
Go.
full.
Go. Go.
Yeah. Mrs. Wizard's in the house. So if anybody wants to call the house and mention that. But yeah, I do have some plans.
Well, MJ, you can count on me being there in July.
I'm sure working on it, MJ. Maybe we could sneak Jason there.
Never know.
It's the last weekend in July. Tons of people there, all a bunch of great YouTubers and other people.
Yeah, that's another thing about everybody in these comments, and for the most part, the people that you relate to or have any kind of relationship with in this community they're really cool. Nobody's trying to beat you down, or for the most part, they're all being themselves. I have no problem
Yeah.
being myself, and I can tell that, especially during the, the outings we have, everybody just comes in and their hands out, handshake, hi, I'm blah blah
Or
blah,
hugs,
and
you know,
yep,
or
yep,
hugs.
yep, and you know, other than at work, I mean, I don't go and hang out. I'm not a social butterfly, but there's always something in common with people doing this. Bring up anything, and well, guess what? There's 5 more people that want to jump in that conversation.
Mm.
Dream Mat, Dream Mat, for instance. Just say Dream Mat. Well, there's 10 people with 10 different opinions on it. Yeah,
True. True.
conversation, and yeah.
Yeah, but opinions are like holes. Everyone has them, right? Uh,
Especially at work. Mine's the only one that counts.
right. Now, did we even touch in on this? We probably did a few years ago when you were on, but not this time, I don't think. Have we, Rose? What made you decide to start a YouTube channel, and what got you into prospecting in the first place? Okay, first, how'd you get bit by the gold bug and got into prospecting? And then what influenced you or made you decide to share your adventures with the world?
That's an excellent question. Well, I a lot of us probably like watching anything to do with outdoors. That was probably the stepping stone that led me in the direction of watching shows like what's that crab show, Deadliest Catch, and Gold Rush. Well, you start watching that, and I used to watch Tom Massey and the old Buzzard and
Right?
shows like that because they were on TV.
Outdoor channel. Yeah.
Yep, yep. And obviously, anything to do with gold or something you can get out of the ground, diamonds, platinum, or whatever, is gonna kind of open up eyes to anybody, really, that has any inclination to go outside. So that piqued my curiosity a little bit, and the more I started watching those shows, it led me into YouTube a little bit. I started watching a little bit of YouTube, and all of a sudden the algorithm was showing me more videos on gold prospecting and this and that. And I thought, well, you know what? I could probably go and try that. And I'm just one of those people that, I can do that. I've just always been that way. I mean, I went salmon fishing a few times and we caught some salmon and they're delicious. Well, I can do that. So I got all the gear and I went out there, and I got actually pretty darn good at it. Well, I got bored. And the same with hunting, and the same with golf. Or I never got good at golf, but I got bored with it. And the one thing I haven't gotten bored with at all is this. So staying involved with it after kind of getting sucked in a little bit, I ordered some pay dirt, and then that was the hook. When I saw that gold in my pan, it just it hooked me, hooked my brain. It turned it into something else, and so I started getting even more involved than just watching the TV shows. I was watching more videos about where I could go to find more gold for myself. So I got some, I started buying some cheap pans and this and that, and really, Mike Pung's video on Lake Superior got me absolutely nailed down, hooked on I'm going to get some gold. And I think I even told him that particular video of him up on Lake Superior, it nailed me. So That was my focus. And then, I got into it, and I started finding some gold here or there, and all these videos, I'm thinking, you know what, why don't I make a video? I can do that. And I started making videos, and sometimes you strike out and they're the worst videos you ever did see if you go back and start at the beginning. They probably still are compared to some of the people out there, somebody's opinions. But I really enjoyed the whole process, and I'm still enjoying what we're doing. And it's I can do that kind of attitude right from the start to where it is now. And I'm still, well, there's more for me to do out there. I can do it, so that's where we're sitting about.
Did you ever
Do you
think?
sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna ask him if he ever thought he would have close to 50,000 subscribers when, like, you started doing your drive for 7,000 with the can.
Nope, nope. When I did the 7,000, it really surprised me. It absolutely surprised me, because it was kind of like this. Trying to do the angle on my phone. It was kind of like this, and then it hit it. And then I went for the 15,000, and it went from this to this, like that. And then from 15 to where we are now, it went just like that. And now it's kind of plateaued a little bit, and it's just kind of doing that there. And I'm amazed where we are right now. I mean, I'm no superstar or celebrity. I'm just one of you guys in the comments that happened to have a number behind his YouTube name, and that's honestly all there is to it. I have a number behind my YouTube name, and I put out more videos than maybe some of the other people do or whatever. And some people dig them, I guess.
I think that's why you're going to hit 1 million, to be honest. Because
Yeah.
it'll just be a number behind the name, man. That's right. It'll just be a number behind the name. So
We'll see. Yep, I'll be sitting here in the same exact chair. I have my jammies on.
You never know, but uh, I see you definitely going past 100,000. Might not be next year, might not be the following year, but I think you'll get there.
Yeah, we'll keep plugging away. Maybe if they send me that little play button plaque or whatever, I'll throw some gold on it and hang it on the wall back there.
yeah, look at this. I'm going to read a couple comments for you here. David Via says, we feel and see your honesty. MJ says, Jason, yeah, he was the first Patreon I joined. Joseph
Thank you.
Smith said, you make great videos, Jason. I mean, you're getting so much love in the chat. I know that you can't see it all the time, but they're going crazy for you, man.
It's the same in the chat right now as it is on my comments on every video. And I truly appreciate it. I really do.
So with you mentioned collecting hobbies. Okay, so you talked about being bored with the golf and stuff like that. Well, what are some other treasure hunting hobbies you tried? Have you tried magnet fishing? Have you tried metal detecting? Like, what else do you want to get addicted to?
Metal detecting. Now there isn't much of a chance that I'm going to find any kind of gold in Wisconsin with a metal detector, unless you find the right spot and you have a heavy equipment operator willing to move a half a mile of overburden to get down to bedrock. And you might find something down there, but realistically, you're looking for, float copper or stuff at the beach, coins, etc. Unfortunately, my metal detecting has kind of been pushed back a little bit by my gold channel. If the equipment I have makes it a little bit tough for me to focus on some of that, just because you basically have to find a full pop can with the metal detectors I own, or a full Volkswagen Beetle. I do have the opportunity to possibly purchase some better equipment for doing that. And I really like to have some permissions on a lot of these old houses that they've been abandoned for 40 to 50 years around here in this neck of the woods, old farmhouses and properties. I want to get a bunch of permissions up before I go and invest in some equipment.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to go out and make another. I've made a couple metal detecting videos where you come up with can slaw, or you come up with, the top of a can.
Yeah.
Or, well, look, here's the bottom of a can. Well, it's got to get a little bit better than that. And it's not very fun for me either, going out there and finding can slaw all day. So
True
hopefully we
that.
can, hopefully we can get out there and find something a little bit better, because it does interest me. Magnet fishing, probably not around here. There are just too many old farms everywhere. I think all you'd find is pieces of farm equipment. And
Hey,
I mean,
that's cool if you ask me. I think that's awesome.
have at it. I pick up, here's what I do at work. I pick stuff up and I put stuff down, and I don't need to do that out of the river with a magnet.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Looks like we have a Miller prospecting raid.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Rocky Mountain prospector Brad. He says Miller raid. So
Miller raid.
man, maybe Dylan cut the show short. Hey,
Yeah.
Jason's over at Flash in Your Pan. I had the pleasure of meeting Dylan at Candu's birthday bash.
Yeah. I like watching his shows. He puts on a pretty good show. He's entertaining. I'm a secret patron of his.
It's not a secret anymore.
No, no. I used to patronize his patron, but I don't. I belong to you, Jeff Williams, Miller, and Jerry from California Motherlode Prospectors. But there's a reason why I closed my Patreon page and stopped seeing everybody doing it. And enough said on that. But if you want
How
to
these
know, you
last
can email me and ask me. I won't bring it up
found them.
during the show. But I have thought, even though they do that, to get back into it. But I can't offer what I want to offer at this time. So
There you go. Do you?
yeah,
And you're doing a good job.
well, thanks, Jason. Thanks. I do need to start doing some edited stuff though, like in the shed with Ed. It's finding the materials from job sites to make what I want to make though, and keeping those ideas rolling. You know.
Well, if there's anything I can send you, I'd be happy to.
Well, you sent me some stuff once, if I
Yeah.
remember. You sent me some stainless steel brick, drip
Trip it.
edge for
Yeah.
bricks,
Yeah.
that make great clamps for gold cubes, mats and gold cubes. Yeah, buddy.
Well, if you need about 40 more miles of it, I've got it.
Mark, welcome. Mark Sheldon. That name looks familiar. Mm. The Canadian Hillbilly. How you doing, bud? Long time no see. Uh,
I'm
Joseph
not going to
Smith
go.
said, always welcome down in North Carolina. If you ever wanted to hit some places, I know with low gold, Jason. Well, if there's low gold, I'm sure there's placer close by.
North Carolina is one heck of a place to look for gold. And if you're headed that way, then you definitely got to hit up JP Lawns and More and Benzo.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. I think those guys have it dialed in.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. Except their late or their live shows are always way past my bedtime.
Yeah, listen, if okay, that's not the appropriate thing. I'm just saying you gotta be a little tough to hang with those guys, okay? Gotta stay up late. Past your bedtime. And you gotta,
I have to reply to this from Mark Sheldon. I think you mean flash in your or flash in the pan, pay dirt, not flash in your pan. I don't sell pay dirt. Sometimes I do raffles for pay dirt or auction off a little, but I never sell it. I, it's not the first time that's happened, but thank you. I've heard it's been good. So if people are confusing me with them, it's a good thing they're getting a good deal for their investment, you know, because that would look pretty effed up, you know, someone comes in my live chat or something and I bought a bag of your pay dirt for $300 and I got 3 grams. What the? Or a gram? What the heck? Half-gram bag or something, and they get charged ridiculous amount.
Mr. Lodak.
so I love asking this question. It's a little silly, but when you're outdoors, when you're spending time outside, which a lot of treasure hunters do, you have a tendency to be more exposed to the supernatural or the crazy. Have you seen any Bigfoots, UFOs, or anything when you've been out doing your treasure hunting?
No.
Okay, easy, geez.
I tell you
Nothing.
what, nothing.
Are you a skeptic? Are you a non-believer?
That is actually a good question. I don't know if I'm a non-believer. I'm a non-witnesser. Let's put it that way. Um, Me and Ed went over this earlier. I think you were there. You had your camera fixed. Don't believe anything you hear and half of what you see.
Mhm.
That's one of my things in life. So I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything. I have had the hair on the back of my neck stand up a few times, but other than that, I wouldn't want to speculate on anything that I haven't been able to touch.
I like to say that I want to believe. That's what I say.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
I've had no experiences myself. Oh no,
yeah,
that's not true. I had one. Everybody told me that I had a Bigfoot experience, but
yeah, yeah. There's
I don't know.
wanting to believe has a lot to do with what we're doing here. I want to believe that I'm going to go out and find a nugget or a whole handful of gold next week, or I mean, it's probably no different than that. There's nothing wrong
Gold
with
Pro,
it.
yeah, Gold Pro kind of leads into something that's a little more realistic. What was your scariest moment prospecting? You know, spiders, snakes, etc. So, have you had any intense moments prospecting with animals or even people being creepy?
Oh boy, people,
Mhm.
not really animals. Uh,
Yeah,
for what reason? For whatever reason, I I have a couple of stalkers. Okay,
yeah.
I
Hey,
mean,
there's my friend Ron Anders in the room. Hey, Ron.
yeah, there's some stalkers out there that the it's not just they won't leave you alone, but I mean, there's some threats and some of the
Oh
most
wow.
vile, some of those vile things you've ever heard. Somebody say to another person. That's probably my
Wow.
biggest weird thing.
Ron
Yeah, I'm
Anders
glad.
says,
It's nice that
not
you
a
can say weird. That
stalker.
sounds terrible. Yeah. Have you had to
Uh,
do anything about it? You know, like have you had to report anybody or?
nope, nothing. Nobody in person. I'm not. I'm not saying I'm Hulk Hogan, but in person, people probably have a different opinion of whether they would try anything or not. I mean, I'm older, but I've always been the bull of the woods, and I can still hold my own. And I would like to think that anybody that would like to possibly try something would think twice maybe. But on the computer, on the keyboard, it's a different story. It's the same people that are typing out some of the vile things that I've had to read and block.
Yeah.
I'm 100% positive would not say that to me in person.
It typically is how it goes. The
Keyboard tough
keyboard warriors.
guys, you know.
Yeah.
It's so easy. It can be real
Ohio
easy.
Relic Hunter says, geez, you let the wrong person get a glimpse of a tattoo in the candlelight one time and they turn into a stalker.
Bill.
Sheep herders.
Our peanut gallery here.
Yeah, there's some nuts out there, but you're going to get that anywhere.
Mhm.
I mean, half of them I probably work with.
That is so crazy that you're, I think, maybe the first person to say that people over like some weird animal experience, which is kind of crazy. And I'm wondering, because of how much exposure you have, how many people do see your content, if that kind of attracts the kookies.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of people out there, in my opinion, that have nothing better to do than to make themselves feel better. It may not even have been my channel in particular. It may just be the channel that happened to be in front of them when they're on their computer ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are a couple of them that have me in mind in particular, but you hit block and then you hit block again and then you hit block again until they run out of names they can change to for that particular period of time YouTube allows. And then hopefully they just go away. And for the most part, lately it's been pretty good. One or two here or there, but for a while when it was doing this, I had a few. I can't, for the life of me, I can't imagine why. I mean, I'm just some Joe Blow out there digging dirt.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, jealousy is a crazy monster, man. The fact that you're getting out there and doing it and that maybe they can't or they haven't tried. I don't know. We could probably come to a million conclusions. But I think ultimately it's because you're living a life that they want to be living and they can't and they're mad about it.
That could very well be that. The human brain is a fickle thing, let me tell you.
Very weird, for sure.
That's the weirdest thing. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, I'll take it. That's good. All right. So 3 places you would like to go look for gold that you have not been to yet, and you have no restrictions, no money, no nothing. Nothing's in your way. Where are you going?
Holy cow. Alaska, number 1. South America, the Andes Mountains. Is that right? Andes Mountains down there?
Yeah.
Yep. Down there. I mean, just because I've seen a lot of programs about it, does that sound like an 80-year-old guy programs? Well, and Australia. I'm gonna have to pass, I'm gonna have to fly over California, sorry, Yuba River, to get to Alaska first. Then I'm gonna make the horn back down to South America and shoot over to Australia. See my main man over there, Mr. Crouch. The surfing prospector. Him and Ned Jardine. I want to see a couple of those guys over there.
Pretty sure you could bring your metal detector with you there.
And I'm sure there'll be one there waiting for me. Those guys are the same as we are over there. People are people, in my opinion, and those guys will give the shirt off their back to me, and I would do the same for them. And I'm sure there'd be a lot of shirt swapping with everybody watching.
Have another super chat from Ramses Silent. Thank you, Ramses. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
I think it's Ramses, right? Isn't it Ramses?
Ramses.
Island.
Yeah.
He lives not too far from me. Yeah, he's a good guy. Is Tim? The Bigfoot ripped the back off my camper.
That ain't the story I heard.
We'll keep that on the down low. The back of my camper did get ripped off. And I can't really say for sure if it was a Bigfoot or not, but I'm leaning towards not.
Can you elaborate a little bit more about this, please?
It was a nice repair job, and you told me the story.
Yeah, I underestimated the height of something, and it scraped down the side towards the top of the roof of my camper.
Sounds like a Sasquatch encounter to me,
On the
Jason.
top, yeah, on the top of the camper?
Yeah, all
That's
the whole
weird.
side ripped the roof right down it, and tore all the panels off the back.
Was it?
Did you drive under a bridge? Like,
Oh,
huh?
one of my one of my one of my friends, Forrest Gump, said that's all I have to say about that.
It doesn't like he tore everything completely off his camper, so
No,
uh,
no, it was just bad enough where it absolutely had to have repairs then and there.
well, I think you did a pretty good job on the repairs, Jason.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got it home and got my fingers dirty a little bit, and we got it done.
Is this all on video? I think I'm gonna have to go back.
Nope. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, but I have never once actually cursed in any of my videos, not a once. So that will definitely not be on video.
Gotcha.
Right, I could understand a lot of bad words being said. I try not to, but occasionally there's a delayed beep. MJ OnlyPans, our friend MJ from Washington State says, I have noticed.
Well, all right, and it's purposeful.
Well, yeah,
I mean, I'm a
I
construction
try
worker.
to.
I can chew the oatmeal with any of with the best of them, but it's purposeful on my videos.
Yeah, no need to swear a lot. Uh,
Oh, I'm a
Also,
sailor. I'm not gonna lie. I got a potty mouth.
well, it depends what your eye the you don't necessarily none of us target children, but we
Yeah.
know we want to be family friendly and stuff, you know.
The Vixens did. I don't know if Rose Nose Treasure is gonna be family friendly, to be honest.
Well, that's your prerogative, you know.
Man.
I've thought about doing another show where it won't be censored one bit and it won't be
Yeah.
intended for anyone under 18
Mm-hmm.
with sensitive ears because I would cuss and say what I want to say on that show, even though you know me, Rose. We've
Yeah.
seen each other in person several times. You've hung out with me before. I'm not a
David Veal,
big swear anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ed, I don't think you reached the same type of potty mouth that me or apparently NJ can master, but I do get it, and there is a time and a place for sure.
David
There's
Veal, construction worker. How do you hold your tongue? Well, sir, I don't. I get Tourette's all the way to the beach. It's like 4 hours. It's nonstop swearing all the way there. Then
Yeah.
I don't have to swear when I'm there at all. Piece of cake. Try it.
Yeah, let it all out. I'm a construction worker too. There we do cuss. But, you know, I try and be somewhat considerate around small children, customers, company owners. Yeah, because I now since I've lived here in Ohio, all I've done pretty much for the most part for the last 20 years is industrial commercial work. And back home in Washington and on the West Coast, I did all custom homes.
What
Big
would you rather
difference.
do?
Less headaches, commercial and industrial. Uh, more proud. I was more proud of my job as well done on the custom spectrum, residential, and it's okay. I've worked hard. That looks awesome, and it will look awesome for years to come. And commercial, even though I want to do quality work, it's get it done, take care of it, make it look good, make the customers happy, and go to the next one. Less headaches, not as satisfying. More headaches, 1,000 times more satisfying.
Well said. I agree.
Well, gents, I'm gonna take a quick potty break.
Okay. So we need to get you down on a dredging trip in southern Ohio, Indiana, Jason.
Yep. That like I said before, dredging really trips my trigger. Just the possibilities that I don't have around here to do that. Uh, I see people using 2-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch dredges, and it all looks fun. And then you watch those that show Bering Sea Gold. Some
Yeah.
of those guys are cranking out 10 and 12, or I don't know if it's 12, but 10-inch for sure dredges. I mean, they're sucking up the world with those things. And someday, before my body is too decrepit to lift up one of those, I think I would really enjoy doing that. And
A big one like on the Bering Sea Gold. I happen to know someone who knows someone.
yeah, anything to do with American gold miner or
Gold prospectors?
right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was running a 10 on there, but he was doing. I'm jealous of what he was doing over that.
I think Burns is a 10, isn't it, Brian? Yeah, yeah, it's 10-inch.
Okay, that's a monster. That looks a lot of fun, like a lot of fun. I
Yeah,
mean,
be
for
careful of your
sure,
digits. Be careful of your digits.
yeah, I'm sure it turns into work like anything else. I mean, it looks like work, but just to grab onto that thing and give it a go for a while, that's all I want.
Uh, do it while you can, buddy.
Yeah, and right now I still can. Sure, everything hurts, but you got to fight through that a little bit, right?
Right, right. Yeah, everything hurts, especially when you've been in construction all your adult life. And
Yeah.
I know your jobs. I've never done brick or cinder block masonry. I out in Mass, my ex father-in-law was a mason and stonemason. I did quite a bit of stonemasonry, but never brick or block. And I know I wouldn't want to be a hod carrier, let alone a mason, lifting all that stuff all the time. I'll stick to my carpentry, thank you.
Yeah.
But our
Well,
fire doors get
you
heavy.
know, you know, even I prefer to work outside. I would believe it or not, uh, not that many years ago, over 10, I was a service manager at a farm equipment dealer called Service Motor Company in Wisconsin. And I mean, I wasn't horrible at the job, but it was not for me, not at all. And I had been a bricklayer for a number of years before that, and I just couldn't do it. I'm back doing what I love. It's an outdoor thing, and some people are drawn to it. they stick with it, and that's me.
Yeah. I love it when I work outside, preferably during better weather. Yeah, I hear you. I love construction. I've tried to get away from it, but decided to go back to it. I'm good at it and I like it.
Yeah, well said. I'm good at it, and I like it.
It's
Uh,
also, I mean, it's a job that I don't think a lot of people knew that they should be proud of for a very long time, and now we're like in a lot of trouble because we don't have anybody filling your guys' shoes anymore.
well, we're
Well, we
not
have
made a dime a dozen like we once were.
no. There was a guy behind every tree looking for your job not that long ago,
Mhm.
and
Right.
we have problems finding people right now. You can say what you want about the southern border, but some of the best, hardest working people
Yeah, you're not gonna tell me
that
twice.
that I know are from down there. They don't hardly speak a lick English, and
Mhm.
we're working on that. But I tell you what, I pick stuff up and put stuff down, and they do it twice as fast as me.
And they don't complain at all, ever. So I was in
I
lawn care, by the way. So you guys are talking about physically a different industry for sure, but I would still say a blue collar industry, and we couldn't have made it without hired help from the border. So
that
Yeah,
is why I use
they're
this
people.
for my border brother subs. Can you please?
I didn't hear that.
yeah, you kind of what?
Um,
We lose it?
I use this on the job when I'm talking to my border brother friends.
¿Puedes pintarme eso de nuevo?
Oh, yeah,
What the translating app?
¿Puedes pintarme eso de nuevo?
Yeah, and it comes in handy. And okay, if there's any Amish out there breaking the rules of your cult, I mean your sect, um, watching this now, I'd rather work with my border brothers than Amish, to be personal. Just my opinion.
I've
Eh,
never worked with the Amish. Yeah.
if any of you take offense, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. So
well, you hear them coming.
yeah.
Clop, clop. No, my favorite little guy. His name is Miguel. He weighs about, I don't know, maybe 120, 130 pounds.
hmm
He can that little guy. He's all effort. I've seen him lift a couple of 100 pounds just all day long. They're
Yep.
personable and nice. I mean, they're just people. And is there some things wrong with the southern border? Absolutely. I mean, we can't just let everybody in, but at the end
Well,
of the day, they're people same as we are. And
Here to
he
work.
got in,
Yeah.
and he was fortunate enough to get in. And would I want him shipped out? Absolutely not.
there is a bad element taking advantage of our border.
Hundred
So I
Yes.
percent.
mean, like, there's a bad
But
element
but
everywhere.
true,
Everywhere we got
true, true.
bad apples.
But
Yeah.
I've also my family's been down to southern South America. I used to travel quite a bit into Mexico. I understand totally why they come here, and it's the American way.
Dream. The
I
American
can
dream, guys.
understand them coming here. I prefer they do it legally, but I understand why they're here. And a lot of them are good, honest, family loving, hard working individuals trying to better their lives.
hmm
And I've worked. And for example, Jason, the drywallers I just had and mutters and painters that just came in to the job I'm running did an absolutely fabulous job, and they were a pleasure to be around and work with, even though I had to use my translator for half of them. A couple of them spoke very good English.
Yeah. But now
Oh,
we're
I
starting
only lost 7 on that. How about that? Very good.
now we're tiptoeing around campfire rules. No politics and no religion.
True, true. Yeah, and
Hey, you know
that's
what? I'll
usually
have
the
those.
role of the show too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll have those debates, but only with a select few people around the campfire. But I mean, honestly, this is a great community, and the truth is that everybody can typically express an opinion and leave it at just that,
Yeah.
sort of.
And we just did it.
Yeah. Right. Right. And done. And that was perfect.
Right?
So you want to talk about Canadians now?
Yeah.
Well, how about Canadian Gold? Have you made it up north? Have you done anything in Canada?
Oh man. Back in my younger years, my wife and I used to go to Canada every year. Before I even had the thought in my brain of panning gold. One year I even brought my tools up there and I helped the guy that was running the camp build a block wall for a basement up there for a free week. So looking back on this big river system called the English River, so many places I wish that I would have had a gold pan with me when I was up there doing that. I mean, yeah, we had a lot of fun fishing, and it's probably for the better that I didn't have a gold pan because my wife enjoyed fishing up there too, but it might have been a different story altogether if I had a gold pan with me. Because
Yeah.
man, some of that looks tasty up there.
Well, I know one thing. I find a lot of Canadian gold in Ohio, and no, you can't have it back.
Yep, there's plenty around here too.
It
Ron
came here
Anders.
illegally, and I'm detaining it.
Ron Anders wants to know how many trips you see you might have left on the beach on the lake.
Well, excellent question, Ron, and it's good to hear from you. Uh, Boy, the weather sure looks mild. The next couple of weeks, I've been keeping an eye on it because, like I said earlier, I have all next week off, and I'm gonna try to hit the beach as much as I can because deer hunting's going on, and I've had a bad experience with not Sasquatch out there, but people
Mhm.
in hunting suits. I mean, I have no beef with hunting. I used to hunt a lot. I just got bored with it, but I made an attempt for the last couple of years to hunt or to prospect where there's no hunting allowed. And I even put it in my videos. I'll stand right next to a sign that says no hunters or no hunting.
Yeah.
And there'll be a guy in an orange suit walk right by me with an attitude, you know. So rather than force the issue, I'll just move on. And I think down on the beach, there shouldn't be any hunters on the beach. So I'm gonna attempt to go down there a few more times. And my goal is to hit it until I can't hit it, and then start chainsawing ice in the creek.
Man, chainsaw on ice. I guess that's one way. So how do you stay warm when you're doing that?
Uh,
I'm just warm blooded. I mean, I've even put it on camera. I'll dip my hands in that ice water and I'll pull them up, and they will just steam. They'll steam. I mean, they get
Wow.
cold like anybody else's hands. I'm not superhuman, but they just warm up
what?
quickly. And I've tried the insulated rubber gloves, but
Mhm.
if you use those enough, sooner or later it forces you to do this rather
Mhm.
than being able to be, move your dexterous fingers around, and you
Yeah.
get crap. You get so sore you can't even do anything anymore. So I just
Yeah.
prefer to bury
That's crazy. If I did that, my hands would just freeze right up and then they fall off.
Well, you wouldn't feel it. Yeah, we manage, you know.
Hunters on the beach? What are they hunting? Guppies? That was from Alan and Annette Jackson.
Geez, I hope
There
hunter. No,
shouldn't be
they
no
would be
hunters on the beach.
maybe agate hunters.
Right,
Yeah,
or
or the Uperlites.
Uperlite hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were
Yeah.
you joking about finding one? You said one as big as a basketball?
Bowling ball.
Bowling ball. Yeah. Is that for real?
Andy from Papa Rock Z. Andy, he showed me some Uperlites he got the night before I made that video Saturday, and one of them is this big around.
Man, that's crazy.
As he said, he thought it was the biggest one he ever got, and he had a pretty nice pile of them. It was windier than heck, so it was a fight for him just to get out there and do it. But he's a rock hound, and he treats his rock hunting like we treat our gold hunting or metal detecting or anything else, and he's successful at it. He's a really nice guy.
Did he have a channel? I'm sorry, I'm a little
Yep.
curious now. Okay.
Yep.
Wally
Absolutely.
says, Outdoor Wally says, nighttime beach mining video. Have you done it yet?
Mining. Boy, I don't know. Maybe. There's some logistics there that might need to be worked out. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to grab a sticker and I'll show it to you.
Okay.
See.
Well, those stickers, guys. I don't know if you saw that message from Chilling and Grilling with Dan B, but he was asking for some prayers for his mother today. So we could send some prayers that way.
That's him right there.
Definitely, Dan B.
It was earlier today, but I wanted to
Paparazzi. Oh, cool.
Okay, that's a funny name. I love it.
That's Agate Meister.
The Agate Meister. Rakapapolatsky. What? Sounds kind of like a Polish name, but I said it more like a Polish name, but paparazzi, ain't that a photographer?
Yeah, it's like the photo people. I love it. That was a good plan.
So
Okay.
hey, it is a catchy name, even though I already forgot it or can't pronounce it, but that's me.
I wanna actually go ahead and put his name in the chat for everybody because I just wanted to check it out too. And I'm a rock girl, so
Oh, rocks are awesome.
yeah.
I like that guy makes really
rocks.
good videos too.
Put down.
There we go. I got it.
That's good. I'll check them out.
Send a little bit of love that way, guys.
Yeah, he'll appreciate that.
He'll wonder what happened.
Really talented editor too. I tell you what, I've asked him to edit my videos, but he's a pretty busy guy.
Yeah, I think most prospectors can get into rocks and other minerals,
Yeah.
Even before I got into prospecting years ago, I always liked rocks and like beachcombing for shells and rocks and stuff. So
just another
not for everybody, but it's how it can start for a lot of people personally, because that's what I did as a kid with my dad, was rock and fossil hunting, and then it just led into what we're seeing today.
Pitbull prospecting. The boys are just fine, thank you. Chris Lilly is my man.
Nice.
I'm not going to be able to see for a week after wearing these so long.
Yeah. For that chat though, it's been hard not to put my glasses on.
Have you ever done like any arrowhead hunting, Jason, in your neck of the woods?
Not on purpose. So to speak. Hey, Tazzy T. I've never headed out the door thinking I'm going arrowhead hunting. People in the comments keep saying they find arrowheads here and they find arrowheads there. And I always say the same thing. I've moved so much dirt in the last how many years doing this. I mean, mountains of dirt and classifying and dumping and looking at the rock piles. I have yet to find one arrowhead. Quite possibly I'm not looking in the right spots. But it does seem a little odd to me that I haven't found an arrowhead or a spear or anything. I mean, maybe some shards of pottery, but that's about it.
I couldn't find Waldo if I tried, man. So
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I found 2 arrowheads while panning, and then a guy right next to me was funny. Chris Dye from Ohio, Jason and Rose.
good guy.
We were sluicing at the Swank Wesleys towards past the camping area, and there's a nice set of riffles, and we had our box set up on that steepest part in the riffles there. But we were digging in the same flipping hole, and he goes, Ed, what's this? And shows me, and I'm like, oh man, Chris, that's a broken heart. He's like, huh? It's like, what? And I go, it's a broken arrowhead. And he's like, oh, cool. And I'm like, yeah, that's the cool find. Few minutes later, he's like, what's this? And it's a little red trade bead. And I'm like, does it have a hole in it? Sure enough, that's a trade bead. That's an even cooler find. But I've been lucky enough to find 2 arrowheads while prospecting. My buddy, a personal friend of mine that I've met through YouTube, who's a dredger and he's like a polar bear, Robert DePotty. Uh, they they were at Flash Bash, the last Flash Bash, Rose.
Channel name?
Robert and Heather. They were.
Oh,
They,
yeah. Camped over by Lucky Ducky Thomas.
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yep.
right
I know who
over
you're talking about.
there.
Yep. Good
And
peep.
yeah, and he was dredging a bit, but he actually walks fields and kicks clods and finds some outstanding arrowheads. I never have luck, Robert, with getting permissions for arrowhead. I have better luck getting permissions to metal detect and even better luck to say, can I look for gold in your creek? Ah, there's no gold in Ohio. Have fun. But yeah.
Outdoor Wally found 15 to 20, but you found 1,500 pieces of arrowheads from the way I understand it.
Just a flake.
Right. One has a fossil in it. That's cool. That's
That
cool.
is pretty cool.
I'd love to find some float copper or some copper implements made by one of the earlier nations, I see some of that float copper they find up on what's that, the Kinawaya Wee Wawa Peninsula in Lake Superior. Well,
Close.
The what? The
Keweenaw.
what? The what?
it's
The
like
Keweenaw.
Keweenaw?
Yep.
It's like,
Keweenaw.
okay, it's like saying aluminum. Num, 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 num. So,
That's also a breakfast cereal. Well, yeah, there's some places up there. I've been told and invited to. I just haven't gotten time to peel off and do it yet. That you can go and just sit on the ground and weed through the piles and take home what you want. I mean, just handfuls of that copper. And there's some other guys that go out there professionally and look for the large stuff. I mean, ton 2,000 pound or bigger pieces of copper that they just metal detect, and you brush away the dirt and all you see is just the little tip of it sticking out. Well, it turns out to be these giant boulders. So, I mean, it's another shiny thing, same as the stuff we're looking for. And that's their passion, those great big copper and small copper pieces. It's all part of the game.
Cracer19 says, "See you this weekend, Mr. Wizard. Bring my hoodie." Laugh out loud.
That's what he said last time. He had some union meeting or something.
I forget the name of the TV show, but he said Mr. Wizard, and all that popped in my mind was, "Help me, Mr. Wizard!" Oh my goodness.
It hit me.
Yep. Wes is in the house. Thomas, if Thomas is also here in the house, hello. Yeah.
So many great people. Ed, you got 50 people in chat right now, and it is 9:56 p.m. your time.
Well, you're all absolutely fabulous people for joining. And
Yeah,
Jason,
super great
Rose,
chat tonight for sure. It's
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
guests, great chat. It works out well. So,
all right.
You bet.
For having guys, for sure.
And Jason, we're really close to the 2 mile mark, calling it a night.
Okay.
I really grateful for meeting you this summer and enjoyed myself. And Judy did too on the shores of Lake Superior and enjoyed meeting you. Thank you for joining us again on Tuesday night Hangout Live. It was a pleasure having you and Rigby and Max. Rex.
We're humble.
Rex.
We're humble. You're the star here.
Rose, thank you for being my guest co-host tonight.
Thank you, Rose.
yeah, thanks, guys. This is a great show. Thanks for having me.
Love having you back. You're always welcome. I think you know that. And all of you out there, thank you so much for joining us tonight with my two friends here that I'm very glad I can call friends. For this absolutely fabulous show tonight. Great community out there. If it wasn't for all of you out there, this guy and I and Rose wouldn't be doing what we're doing, or you wouldn't be doing what you're doing.
See, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna read JP's comment here because I agree with them.
Do it.
Why are we not crashing into overtime? This is crazy. Keep the show going.
Okay, well, on that note, can you go into overtime, Jason?
I don't know. Do I look tired?
No, not at all.
No, not one bit.
Well, I'll tell you what. I broke my seal, so I'm gonna use the bathroom again. You guys can't go anywhere until at least that.
Well, I need to pee.
Oh, then let's take a spinny break.
I'm peeing right now.
Huh?
I'm peeing right now.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll take it into a little bit of overtime. Give us 6 minutes, and I have
I'm gonna go through some comments while you guys are off doing your powder. And
here. Let me pin you up, Jason, so they see you. And let me hide that, because I don't need to hide that commercial thing or that break. I'll fix you up a little bit because I have to change my Zoom and my program every time I do something. All right. Now, I'm almost out of here. I'm going to put a
Teeny
picture.
weeny, teeny touch, teeny weeny bit more. All right, I'm going to go through some comments. What do we got here? Is everyone in here subscribed? JP Lawns and more? I would think. Joseph Knowlton, woohoo! Cass, 6 minutes, very specific. Agreed. Now they're going fast. Don't play music. We won't be able to hear Jason. What is your channel, Jason? It is Flower Gold Wizards. Rigby's the star. I'm just in here because he can't move the mouse. Throw another log on the fire. Great Lakes Concentrates. How you doing, Martin? I'm gonna try some Dream Mat. Got it in the mail. You're one of the guys that talked me into it.
I'll be right back. I gotta visit the little boy's room.
You're dorks, lol. How often you go out in the fields? How often do I go out in the fields? Every week. Sometimes more than once a week. Gold dorks. You got that right. John Squire, I met the mystery prospector today. How'd you guys do? He's a cool guy. Ed, it's an awesome show again. Agreed. Outdoor Wally.
Did Ed leave you hanging by yourself?
He did. I'm managing. Can't lurk no more. Home zoo and prospecting. Nobody likes a lurker. Well, I do. I take that back. I don't have a wrench. I don't have a wrench either. AU diver.
Oh, what's kicking, Carson? Wait, you don't have a wrench? We need to take that up with Ed.
I have a question for Great Lakes Concentrates. All right. So I'm running sawtooth on my top, 10-inch wide, 3 feet long, and I ordered a 10-inch wide by 3 feet long micro Dream Mat for my bottom. It's a high banker, so to speak. Can I run them at the same water volume? What do you think about pitch? I'm not familiar with Dream Mat a whole lot. Any help would be appreciated. And I know you're experienced with that stuff. So if you kindly would, let me know. Me and Rose are getting tatted at the Yuba trip.
I know, yeah, dude. We got to talk about what we're gonna get. We decided that while you were chatting earlier.
Joseph Smith, thank you. It's good to see, well, kind of see you too. Gold Pro Unlimited. Wrench, I require a screwdriver. Wally. Hey, Jason, the kangaroo scrotum you sent me has come in handy. It's very useful purpose in my tent. Excellent.
So you bring a trailer around with you when you travel?
Not all the time. I do have a trailer that I do haul here and there. I may have it next week.
Now that you fix a roof from the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little 3M rubber tape.
Yeah, just good old camping too, or are you a cabin guy? What do you do?
My camper. That's a big camper. It's glamping.
Gotcha. Yeah.
For the most part. You don't spend a whole lot of time in there, but now it gets dark at 5 o'clock. So
Right.
Yeah. Campfire and you're in there. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I up until a couple of years ago when I got that camper, it was tense. And guess what doesn't like the ground? Well, it's my back.
I've been working on a stealth camping setup myself. So I sleep in my car, but I am on a cot, which makes a big difference compared to even like an air mattress.
Yeah. And I bought a nice Coleman sleeping cot, and well,
Mhm.
it's just not good enough. I mean,
Yep. I
I've
know, I
tried.
get it. Yeah, it's really not. However, I will still do it though because it gets me around.
Great Lakes concentrates. Yeah, it loves water flow and it really works well in a cube. 14%, 14 degrees. So I just keep an eye on exchange. It'd be good. Run it like you stole it. Thank you, Martin. Appreciate that. Well, I didn't steal it. I bought it, but I'm going to run it. Benzo Gold. Howdy, kid.
Enzo.
Like I told you, Jason, run it hot. Run it hot.
Yeah, run it hot. Are you planning on using a punch plate classifier along with your smooth water header box? Who knows? I can put that thing on anything. I mean, it's basically just water flow. It just happens that I had it designed for the beach because you don't want turbulent water. You don't want aerated water when you're running, in particular, that beach gold, because it's just prone to floating, and that's why it was created. But on a functionality standpoint, anything that thing will hook up to, it's basically just water. It's a water system. So yeah, I could run my classifier system with that anytime.
Well, it seems like you'd be able to. Uh, it's just to smooth out water, right?
Yep, yep. That was its original purpose, was to smooth out the water. So I just had a nice smooth water flow, hence the name Smooth Water Sluice Head. Uh, so when you're dropping beach gold concentrates on your sluice, it's not getting roiled around in any kind of turbulent water, because that gold and air, especially that flat beach gold and air do not mix well. So I just want
Right.
flat water, no bubbles, no turbulent anything, just cool, flat, smooth, smooth water.
So is it because the air actually, we talk about gold sinking, but is it because the air picks up that flower
Yep,
gold? Yeah, which
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. You could do it in a gold pan. Put some super fine flat gold in a gold pan and shake it around. If even if it's underwater, you can get that gold to come up if you shake it around enough, and it'll float on that water.
All right.
200 amp battery lithium, 200 amp, but at $3,500, I'll be waiting for a while. Brad Welch,
Dang. Dang.
200 amp. Holy cow.
I really want a portable power source, but they are really pricey.
That $3,500, I'll say. Holy cow. But yeah, I mean, if you can afford it, I mean, why not? If
And
it's
they're, I
something you
mean,
want.
yeah, I don't know if you guys have taken a look at them yet, but they're becoming portable enough for like me to tote them around, for a lady to tote them around. I'm not, ladies, anybody can lift them, anybody can do it. I'm just saying that they're making it more convenient and easier to tote around is all I'm saying. And to be able to like camp in the wintertime and when you're in your car and stuff, to have that kind of power, like I really want one.
Yeah. Here, right here. Here's my want list.
Yeah, right, right, yeah.
Right, right. As
Said your
big
car's
as
too
your
big for your
bucket
bucket list.
list.
Yeah. For sure.
Um, those lithium batteries are really nice, though, and light.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Expensive.
And compact enough, like that's, the space that you have with you is limited, especially like I'm in a Volkswagen Taos, which is a mini SUV. I might as well be in a car. So,
My oldest daughter has a Taos.
yeah, I actually am really happy with my purchase. It was bought kind of split second, but I'm getting like between 35 to 40 miles to the gallon on road trips, and I am not complaining. My little 1.5 liter engine is holding up just fine.
Yeah.
So, Very, very, very pleased with Volkswagen. It's my first Volkswagen.
Yep. Run
Reading
only
the
what needs
comments.
2 pounds. Agreed, Martin. Run what you need. That's one of my big things about beach mining. I know you guys do really well down there, but I've seen the equipment you guys are hauling around, and that's not for me. At one point in time, it was. I try to get whatever I can in my backpack or anything I can just carry with 2 hands. But you guys do quite well.
What's up, Ranch? Wrench repairs and prospecting. Glad to
Hey,
see you.
Wrench. Hashtag rigged. Yep. And guess what? You won absolutely nothing tonight. So, mine is a second generation Cummins, and it does me great. Right on.
Yeah, I think I need to educate myself a little bit more. To be honest, I don't know much about it. I just know that if I'm going to be on the road for 4 to 6 weeks, which is my ultimate goal, especially for the Yuba trip, because I want to make it to Alaska, I'm going to need to bring power with me and a
What, you're
significant
gonna
amount of
go
it.
to Alaska after Yuba?
We'll see. I don't know yet, Ed. I'd like to make it that way, but we'll see how the trip plans out.
Uh, I might have to fly and get the Uber.
The Uber,
Re,
it's the
re,
Uber, the Yuba Uber, the
the
Yuba Uber. I'm
Uber.
gonna ride it with any of those guys. I don't want to have a messed up face when I wake up in the morning.
Well,
JP.
true. I've heard stories. But
I will though. I'll hold the camera.
I'll go on Vendetta's website, Uber, or Uber, and reserve mine.
All right, you crazy kids. I got to get up at 3:30 for work.
Geez. Well, thanks for staying a little bit late then.
Well, we got 13 minutes more out of you. And yeah, to be honest, I get up pretty early for work myself, and it isn't I I have responsibilities now, unlike I used to. I used to be
Get it.
able to say, "Hey, Foreman, oh, blah blah blah. I'll be a couple minutes late." No longer for
Yeah.
this guy.
Get up at the crack of noon, guys. I feel your pain. Crack of noon comes
Oh,
so early. So
She's a trooper.
must be nice. Must be nice. Home Zoo Prospecting, how you doing? Okay, here I am. JP, thanks for the extra 15. But like Jason says, he needs to wake up early. I need to wake up. Maybe she don't, but we do. Again, Jason, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
A lot of fun.
Thank
yeah,
you,
great time.
Rose, for coming back for the show, and hope to be able to get you on the panel again in the future.
For
Ta-
sure. Ed, you can count on it.
Excellent. All of you, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did having all of you join us tonight with my guest and friend and co-host and friend. And if you're not yet part of the Flash Fam, please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. It's absolutely free to subscribe. And before I say good night, I want to thank all the listeners over at iHeartRadio and Spotify who listen to the replay every week. It's greatly appreciated. So let me bring up something here because he's like, so long, farewell. It's time to say goodnight. Oh, I need to find my schedule. Tomorrow or next week, I'm having Butch Holcomb the publisher of American Digger magazine, join us at Tuesday night Hangout Live with my guest co-host and friend, Canadian, the Digging Connect, Liz. Should be a really good show, as always. I hope they are. Until next time, may you always have a flash in your pan. And you know what I like to say.
Well, you know what he's gonna say next.
There you go, sis. You're getting back in the groove. Maybe one day too, we'll meet you on the river or the shores of Lake Superior.
Oh.
Guys.
Oh, yawn. So on that note, everybody, I think with this time we're out of here. Thank you, everybody. Prospector Jason, Brewer Broadcast, Mr. Lodak, Brian Wilder, Wrench, Joseph, Robert,
3, 2, 1.
Terry Curry, Terry, John, all of you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good night, guys.